Welcome back.
Thinks this is what
What is he saying with that quote? I'm just looking for your honest opinion. Orlando, can you see the chat? Okay, I'll share my screen. Well said, Jason. So this might be good for a paper that is trying to persuade people to become more active for social justice, right?
For sure.
If you connect it with your thesis that way, then you're showing us why you gave us the quote and how you think it has significance in supporting what you want to say. Very good. Yeah, Lizzie, I agree. I think he's saying you have to take some active steps too. Yes, Orlando, that is a essential part of it. It's not just going to happen, you know, without effort. And it's usually a bumpy path. Bumpy path is a good way to put it. If you were doing it for a paper, I would say bumpy path might be a little informal. So how can we formalize bumpy path a little bit? That's actually a good example of a way to take from your draft to your edited version. How about difficult road? Lizzie, I like that. It's not going to be a straight and narrow path. That would also be a good revision. That sounds more formal. Good work. You guys are doing a good job. And your takes are, you know, how you put it can be different, you know, as long as you are explaining the significance of the quote as it relates to your topic. That's what we need. We need, now, it's okay if it seems like it's obvious. It should be obvious. Like I said, we all think about things in different ways. So what may seem obvious to you may not be to your audience. So it's okay if it feels a little redundant to be explaining the quote, as long as you don't use the same exact wording in the quote, which does seem like you're just restating it, but you sort of give us the nuance. Yes, good, Emmeline. It takes time. We all can do something, you know, to work toward justice. I like it. Yeah, I would change the words, give honor synonyms for sacrifice and struggle since they're in the original.
Okay.
You're sort of paraphrasing your explanation.
Yeah.
Kelly, do you think what he's saying is just applying to African Americans? Ooh, I really like your second sentence. It takes time, hard work, and commitment if you want to change the world. Amen.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, sorry, I'm like driving and trying to participate at the same time, but no, I think he's talking to other people too. I think he's just trying to say like if anybody wants a change also, like in the world it takes hard work, commitment. It also is like an individual choice, like you have to individually like change yourself and what you're doing to actively change something.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's talking to like everybody.
Yeah, lazy people don't get changed, essentially. Yeah, that's Liberty good. That's the price you pay. It's going to be a hard path. Yeah. If you want change, right? Alexa, it's saying that human progress to equality involves emotional and physical hard work, self-sacrifice. Yes, good. It takes time and long-term commitment to make this happen. Very good. You guys are reading the quote very well.
I like that quote a lot. I haven't seen that one.
He has a lot of good quotes. Yeah. He was an excellent writer. Yeah. And speaker, of course. And I think it resonates with what's going on with the big changes that seem to be happening in our society. Good. Yes, Fabian. Yes, it is like no pain, no gain. You wouldn't put that in the academic paper, but you could reword it and say something like without, I don't know, what's another word for struggle? Without striving, something like that. You can't get important things done. And I would upgrade that. You can't achieve instead of get things done, which is the phrasal verb, right? Instead of get things done, I would then revise it and say, cannot achieve progress, work, conflict, something like that. So it's okay if the first one comes out a little informal, then you just go back and do the editing stage we talked about, where you look at your word choice, you look at the flow of sentences, transitions, all that good stuff. All right. Good, good. Andre, do you have yours posted yet? Mary, how are you doing? How are you doing? You got yours?
I tried thinking about it and I couldn't really come up with anything, but so I kind of I was about to type I think it means every step is earned.
I like that word earned.
Mhm.
And it's okay if it takes a while to think about it. It's a deep quote.
Mhm.
You know, so it may take you a little more practice until you get more comfortable explaining your evidence.
Mhm.
That's what this class is for, right, guys? It's to do and learn how to do things that you haven't necessarily done before. Mary, did you have trouble with it? What about you, Alicia? Ellie, do you have one? All right, for Monday, the final comparison and contrast. Your issue is due. So make sure that when you add, whether it's a paraphrase or a quote, that you have it smoothly integrated into your paper and that you explain the significance of each piece of information that you use from a source. Okay, so if you need to go back and flesh it out, you're at your 3 pages and you're getting, to your 4 to 5, don't forget, explain your evidence, the quotes and the paraphrases. Explain how they support one side or the other. Just like we're talking about, if you're saying religion is an issue for pro-choice activists, you quote a Bible verse, you say this, they believe this verse means this, and it is against abortion. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, my paper is about the low carbohydrate diets, and a lot of the like sources that I use were like study based with like a lot of numbers and like you know, just studies off of people done. If I were to like cite something, do I use like actual numbers and stuff from the study? Because what I did was pretty much just paraphrase the conclusion of the studies.
Yeah, I mean, if you think the numbers help your evidence, and then you would write percentages as numbers. So it'd be like 75% of, you know, Alexa.
I just didn't know how sciencey to make it, you know, like.
So you just say the study says 75% of people, you know, respond this way. If you think that seeing the numbers would help make your argument. Alexa,
Okay.
we are revising the paper that you did that just shows both sides. The paper due on Monday is informative, not taking a side. You're taking the draft that you did that shows both sides of an issue. Okay. You're not taking a position yet. Is everybody clear on that? You're still working on the same paper. This is the 4 to 5 page paper that explains both sides of the issue. That's the goal of the paper. Show me both sides and what arguments, major arguments they're using. You don't have to cover everything, okay? But you covered them, you know, at least 3 to 4 major arguments. Alexa, the details for the assignment are on Brightspace.
How many sources do we need?
You need 5 sources.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else?
For the sources, do we put like the little paragraphs underneath them?
You do not. That's an excellent question. We did that for the annotated bibliography, but for a works cited page, you only list the way it would be listed for an MLA citation. So let me show you real quick what that looks like. So you don't put the paragraphs, it's going to look exactly like this. It'll say works cited, it'll be on its own page. It'll alphabetically list all of the sources that you cite. So you have the database list that if they cited it for you, or if you're doing it off the internet, you can use EasyBib or Citation Machine to help you format them. Okay, so yeah, eliminate the paragraphs underneath. That was just for an annotated bibliography. This is not an annotated bibliography, it's the works cited for your paper. Good question.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Did I actually share that with you guys, or am I just looking at it? Sorry, craziness. There you go. So you see, you're going to title it works cited. You'll double space the whole thing. You'll use the hanging indent. No paragraph underneath. Just a list of your 5 sources. You can use more sources if you need to.
Didn't you say something was due yesterday? Because I couldn't find anything on Brightspace.
Yesterday in ENG280, we were working on an assignment that's under ENG280, if that's what you're talking about.
I think so. I just couldn't find it on my Brightspace for some reason.
Okay, it should be appearing under assignments. So let me know if you can't find it.
Okay, I'll look again. I just know it wasn't showing up yesterday when I looked it up. So,
Okay, let me know.
okay.
And that's only if you're in the ENG 280 class. If you're not, you don't have to worry about it. And also, I accidentally put the date on there as next week, so I'll go ahead and honor that due date instead of it being due yesterday. Okay. All right, guys.
That's probably why I didn't see it because I was looking at the calendar.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it says it's due on the 10th. I don't know why it
Okay.
is defaulted to that. All right, guys. Have a good weekend if I don't see you tomorrow. And make sure you go over your paper and formalize the language. All right. Let me know if you have questions.